Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play That Never Dies, Final Fantasy XI. This one's kind of impromptu and short, I think. Never trust me on that. But one of my friends pointed out that Yehi'or owns the Northlands and the past. So this opens up the ability to do the battlefield Fiat Lux, which is a level 75 era fight against the Shadowreign version of the Shadowlord. I believe it's a 6-person battle. I was never able to do it back in the day because I never got the Medal of Altana. But Calm Wind here has the Medal of Altana, so I think we should be able to sign up for it. Let's see. I think it's possibly offensive operations. There it is, Fiat Lux. This operation requires you to do no less than strike down the Shadowlord himself. Gods be with you, soldier. And of course, this one is literally we just go to Castles of All S. I think we just go straight to the throne room, so I think we're okay to just use the home point warp? I'm not exactly sure how this works, because like I said, I've never done it before. But it would be the Valdonia front. Castles of All keep S. Now back in the day, you wouldn't have this warp. You'd have to campaign warp out to Zarkabard S, and then you'd have to sneak across the snow with level, 85 demons all the way. You'd have to fight your way through, or sneak your way through, or a combination of the two, all the way through Castles of All with the level 90 demons and orcs and things. And remember, you're only level 75, so it's really hard for your party to do. But this is 2025 FF11, and we've already been here before because of the Wings of the Goddess missions anyway. So we're going to get this done. And the thing about doing this is I believe it's going to grant a unique title. But also it can drop things that we want for lock style. It's some of the best armor from the level 75 era. And it's not going to be of any use to us, really. But it's going to be fun to have. So, yeah, look, in the Shadowreign era, he has amps floating around his thing. I think those are just 2D JPEGs that change their facing based on when you view them. Also, I'm trying to talk low because it's like 3 AM and my wife is in the next room sleeping or trying to sleep, so. But we're going to do Fiat Lux until we get all the items. And as you can see, the Shadowlord has his cool armor on. I don't know if we can summon Trust or not. Oh, we can, how about that? We'll summon them just in case. But you know what? We're gonna do? Because this is level 75 content, and we're master level 45. We don't need to give a shit about what we use. So let's just use the actual team as close as possible. Because there's no Lutete Trust, so we won't have Lutete. But we can get Zaid, we can get Blineral, we can get Volker, and we can get Roma Migo. And if you remember, when TVR showed us this battle, Roma Migo was actually pregnant during this fight. So that's pretty cool, right? So we can't use Lutete, because there is no Lutete, but we could throw Nanamigo in, because she's was technically present while being, a fetus. So you know what? Why not? Right? I don't think it's possible for us to lose this, so we're just gonna kick its ass. Now, in order to access this, one of the nations has to own Castles of All and the Bailey's and Zarkabard. Basically, everything except the throne room has to be owned, and you have to be a maximal campaign rank. As far as what the Shadowlord himself does, I do not know. And we're probably not going to know. Let's see. What did he say? Wretched, foolish mortals, ever laboring to forge a path that leads to naught but your own destruction. Can your vaunted justice withstand the brunt of the deepest rancor and wrath? Face me. Oh, and he like puts his sword together and splits it apart to change his damage immunities, I guess? It's kind of cool. Are we doomed? Oh shit, we're doomed. That's not good. I mean, we've got re-raise armor, so I think we'll be okay, but, I don't want to lose the Exemplar. Goodness. Crazy. Oh, we didn't get any of the cool stuff. However, we did get a cool title, Smiter of the Shadow. And I think we can repeat it as many times as we want to, and I'm going to do that. Now, he dropped the Tercel necklace, and that was something that was super useful at level 75. And I believe I used it earlier in this Let's Play quite a bit in my earlier sets. But yeah, whenever Fiat Lux is actually up, you want to keep your eye out for it, because it's pretty hard to actually manipulate the past zones to win this hard. In the modern era, hardly anyone does campaign. And so I think there's probably like dedicated Japanese players that occasionally just say, okay, we've got to, you know, own the past next week or something. But it also could be an uptick in people actually doing campaign for mastery rank, because the Medal of Altana and the Fiat Lux title are hard to come by. Hopefully we don't have to do it too many times to get what I'm after, but we will see. And I'll only do it a few more times on camera, because, I mean, I would like to get the stuff, but I really don't even know how it works. It's gonna kind of suck if we can't just repeat it. Because if we can't just repeat it, and it's like you can do it one time per, like, the battlefield being accessible, then like it's no wonder I never see that stuff. Hey, I actually beat the Shadowlord. You can never tell what'll happen out there, but at least you were able to pull through. Good work, soldier. And for some reason it doesn't give us any allied notes, and I don't know why that is, but I guess we can just repeat it over and over again, so we're gonna do it. Like, there's no reason not to, you know? I want, like, basically, the armor you can get is the Shadowlord's armor and helmet, and his greatsword as well. And I would love to be able to lock style that. Also, when the campaign fiesta is going on, you can actually get all of the currencies from Dynamis, as well as all of the currencies from Walk of Echoes, like the Elemental Residue and the sacks of Devious Dice, as well as Umbral Marrows from this fight. So that's kind of neat, but there's no campaign going on right now, so, you know, whatever. The imps look brighter. Okay, now I'm not going to pull any punches. I don't think we need Sylvie at all, but whatever. Just gonna grab out Haste Cap, basically. And maybe Arciella for some nuking. And just be completely anachronous, because obviously this battlefield is non-canonical. We don't need to eat food, but I'm going to eat food anyway. Damage resistance. Killed my weapon skill. What's really funny about the Shadowlord to me, though, is that, you know, he's a Galka. But he's basically just a Galka that actually has legs proportional to his torso and arm size. Akadi's Cape. That was once a highly sought after cape in the level 75 era. And yes, you can see it is also something I think I used earlier in the Let's Play for my Red Mage. But we're gonna run out of things we can get from this at this rate, so all the like little things. Oh, am I doing? I don't know why I do that. Like the fight puts you out. Like wicked close to the entrance, and I always turn around and run back towards the throne room. But yeah, if you're familiar with the cover art or concept art for the Voracious Resurgence, there's a Galka on it, and he's wearing the Nocturnus set, which is a set we're after. Looking at this armor, I wonder why I was never motivated to get it. Probably because it was a super huge time commitment to campaign to get your campaign rank high enough. But the body piece is like plus 10 strength, dexterity, and vitality, which at level 75 is absolutely, you know, ridiculous. Although I guess Kieran's Osode and the Adam and Hopperk also had comparable strength and dexterity. And the Osode had comparable vitality as well as 10 in every other set. But then, the Nocturnus male also had 12 accuracy and 1% triple attack and can absorb magical damage. The Nocturnus helmet has plus 6 strength, dexterity, and agility with 8 attack, 2% double attack, and occasionally absorbs physical damage. So the pieces are kind of perfect offensively for the 75 era, but also defensive pieces. Apparently their absorb rate is 5% of the time. Of course, if you were doing this in a party, when the party opens the treasure box, obviously it goes into a treasure pool and you have to lot and compete for it as well. And that was probably the other reason I skipped out on it, other than just not having the time to raise my campaign rank. Because I tried raising my campaign rank back in the day, but I basically got stalled out into this like never-ending struggle where like every time I went in for the evaluation, I just couldn't get past like any part of it. I think we'll be okay with just King of Hearts. I wonder, can I just kill him with a magical weapon skill? Nope, he's immune to magic. No effect on the Shadowlord. Interesting. Well, doesn't matter to me. I'm so strong, your strength doesn't matter. Oh, there's the Nocturnus helm. Apparently my inventory's full. Let's see. We can throw away most of this. Okay. But yeah, let's see how that looks, shall we? It's a lot more, like, grayish than I thought it would be. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Yeah, imagine a repeating list fight back in the day, though, right? Like, the campaign warp to Zarkabard would make it not too terrible. I guess maybe if your nation takes over Castles of All, maybe you can just warp to the castle entrance. But even so, you'd be running through the castle every single time. Warping out wouldn't be too bad. You just set your home point in your past nation. But then, you know, going back in, going back out. Also imagine if, like, you were, like, super excited to try to do Fiat Lux, and, you know to get it from the campaign ops person, but somebody else in your party just thinks they need max rank. So you go all the way out there with your party, and you fight, and you get to the top of the castle, and lo and behold, can't enter, because everyone in your party has to have the campaign op active. Whew. Sometimes I wish I could take my modern brain that's had all of its experience, not just in this game but in life as well, and I like go back to the 75 era, travel back in time and play the game. You think you have bested me, foolish mortals, until the sun gives way to undying night, and the rivers run crimson with the lifeblood of your ilk. Our battle shall know no end. Oh, didn't even give me the thing. Now what's cool is we can actually send this armor and helmet to my mules if I want to. And it really wouldn't serve them that much, but it might be fun to level in. One of my mules, his warrior, is only level 49, and I could stand to level it. Just so he could lock style things. I wonder, like, since you can use trust, I bet my red mage could have soloed this at 75. Maybe. Like, let's think about it, right? Let's see. Let's count up the Shadowlord's HP. So that's 5380, no, 5392. Basically 7392. Over 12,000. 16,000. 21,000. And then the first hit of Rezo did 16,000 damage, which he was probably... So it looks like he's got probably about 25 to 30,000 health, which is about the same amount of health as a Sky God. So yeah, we could have done it with trusts. It probably would have been challenging. That AoE Doom was able to kill our trusts at item level, so certainly kill our trust at 75. But I mean, we would have used the Martial Analyst and Savage Blade. And if he was ever physical immune for too long, we could just cast, you know, like Chain Spell magic on him. You know, probably make use of Shantato too for magic bursts. I'm guessing how people would have done it back in 75 era is that they probably would have just done like 3 damage dealers with really good gear and then a bard. And a Corsair and a white mage. And just use their 2 hours and like come and do the fight like every 2 hours basically. I kinda wish they'd let us have his gauntlets and feet. And greaves, I guess. His greaves are kinda... They're there, you know. Please tell me that the rain grip is rare, so I don't keep seeing it. Thank God. Okay. I'm just gonna throw the racks away too, I don't give a shit. What's funny is you can get the Shadowlord's sword. I have it. When he splits it in half, you can get the one-handed variety. If my inventory would fucking load, I'd show you. I think it's the most painful thing about the game in the modern era, is it takes forever for it to load. Yeah, so I defeated the Shadowlord. What? Yeah, but he said that he wasn't actually defeated. Oh. Okay, well, go defeat him again. Oh, okay. I'm glad my link shell mate pointed this out, because I was not keeping with Vanabout and Limbus and just my like real life going on. I would not have thought, look at campaign this week. And it's Friday night, so there's less than 24 hours till this could change. His drops come from a coffer, but I'm just gonna see if my treasure hunter somehow impacts it. I doubt it, but you know, whatever. Like applying treasure hunter to him. Make your box better, man. You still count as a demon, by the way? fortified block. Yeah. I do remember people who were actually able to go do it. Some of them were able to get the Nocturnus helmet, and some of them were able to get the Nocturnus mail, and they would whine and whine and whine about not having one or the other. Oh, that was the wrong point. Oh well. Also, you might be able to tell from the chat log, I joined a second link shell. It's my sortie white mage's social link shell. They talk a lot. I'm hoping to make some more friends out of it. I still love my packets link shell, but I don't know, people feel less active this past month or two. Of course, I say I want to make friends, but I'm not a very sociable guy. Like, I have some friends. Like, I made friends with everybody in my sortie static. But, something about me. I don't know what it is precisely, but even when people say they like me, they kind of, every other day, it's like there's something they resent about me. Like, I guess that I can keep an upbeat attitude, or I don't let a lot of things bother me. So it's like I have friends, but they're withdrawn, I guess. Like I could say one wrong thing and they might just be like, okay, he's not my friend, whatever. We weren't really that close anyway. He's just some guy. Maybe that's the doomer in me. Yeah. They're talking about skill up food. I'm just gonna fight you without trust, because why bother? Look at that quad attack. Close to 9,000 damage in that quad attack. 6, 7, 9. Yeah, 9,000 damage in that quad attack. Woo-wee! Fucking still whiffs. It's a beautiful thing. Give me the mail. That's not the mail. Let's say 3 more times. 3 more times on camera. If I don't get it, then I'm gonna go to bed. Or at least stop the recording. And I'll just show up with it lock style next time. And I did it again. I did it again. But yeah, I guess, I don't know, the whole, like, friends at a distance thing, it's something I feel a lot. And it's more like, maybe it's more like, everyone's trying to have things their own way. And I'm a fairly agreeable guy. So I don't push back super often. But I'm also not a pushover, and a lot of times people will be like, oh, I want this to be that way, or whatever. And I'll just be like, no. That's, you know, patently absurd. You know, you've had it your way enough, and it's time to do things my way. And if they don't want to relent, they usually just stop talking to me. And then if they do relent, it's the whole resentment thing. And this could be over small stuff like how to do a boss, or like what jobs to use for, you know, what strategy, at least within the context of this game. But in real life, it's also just like, you know, one of my most best friends had to move out of state and away. And I told him I'd come visit him. And I fully intended to, but just life got busy, and then I got married, and by the time I had the time to go see him, I wasn't in a good spot financially. I just didn't feel like it was worth while. But I was going to. But then he sent me a message asking for money. And it was like, I can't give you any money. I'm pretty broke myself. And he just stopped talking to me. It's like, left the group chat even, in the group chat with our other friend, and he just left. He's just like, no, you're not going to be useful to me. You're not going to visit me. Then I'm not going to be your friend. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's that. Yeah, we've been friends for like 17 years, but you know, whatever. Hey, the mail. There we go. Now all that's left is the sword. All that's left is the sword. But hey, we can cosplay the Galka on the front of the TVR art now. Pretty cool. I don't think the Hachiryu pants really go with it. I mean, they don't look bad, but they don't really go with it, you know? Let's see if we can find something that goes with it. Maybe just these tights and these pants? Okay, the tights kind of do, but the boots definitely don't. Let's see. Maybe just the Dark Knight armor, I guess? No, not really. There's probably not any boots that go with it. Too bright. You know what, let's try the Warrior Empyrean, because why not? You know, kinda yeah. Not perfectly, but kinda yeah. Okay, one more time on camera for the greatsword. It's a pretty cool armor. Excuse me. Oh, wrong person. Force a habit. See, isn't this something to love about Final Fantasy XI? Like, even though I'm Master Level 45, and like closing in on, you know, like having to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find stuff to do in the game, 11's the type of game where you kind of don't actually run out of stuff to do. So you can always go do little stuff like this and get cool armor sets. It's pretty cool, it's pretty fun. Either they're lagging or I am. It's probably them. Master level 50. But unfortunately, they're a person who bots their master levels, which I understand. I understand completely. Because it is an insane grind. And I've taken advantage of people who've let me AFK in their bot parties before for a little bit of XP, but the most I ever got while AFK was about 200k exemplar. And that's a lot, but it's also not. Because, like, look at this, right? I need 1.9 million to level up. I'm his mini-me. Now I know what Tarus feel like, right? It's funny that when it's a two-handed sword, he still holds it in his single hand. Why is my inventory so full? That's because of the trash drops from this. Which I will throw away after I get the sword. Kind of reminds me of when I did Shinryu over and over again until I got the Twilight helmet in mail. And it's even the same models, right? Like, at least the helmet, right? Or it's the same framework. I mean, the armor is entirely different. But, No, I don't want to talk to Aurelius. We're closing in on an hour, so 2 more tops on camera, and then I'll just get it on my own time and show it off next episode. If we, like, I think the Empyrean legs look good, but I'm curious if the founder hose might look better. They're a little off in color, right? They don't look bad, but I think they're noticeably different in color. I think the color on the creases flows a little bit better. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, I guess if we wanted to try to cosplay him as accurately as possible, we'd look for boots that looked like that, as close to that as possible, and then like shingled mail for our thigh armor, and then something with like claw shape for our gauntlets. But I don't know nothing about that. Like, I don't know if there's any pieces that match those descriptions. One of my link shell mates is running this like over and over again, just like me, and he's like, "Oh, I fought him 15 times now, and I haven't gotten all the drops." And I'm just like, "Yep, it's classic 11, 75 era drop rates, baby." One more on camera, and then I'm gonna just end the recording. It's like, you know, this probably isn't that entertaining to watch, right? Of course, if you're this far along with me in the Let's Play, or just you've tuned in and you've even watched an hour into a mumbly Let's Play video, you're probably very, very bored anyway, and just don't care. I wonder why I guess his one-word text can be different. Instead of saying well, well, what, he said well, well, well. I hope I do get it this time though, so I don't have to worry about lock styling it before the next Let's Play recording, because these more modern recordings for the Let's Play are very disorganized. Like, I didn't have scripts or outlines written down for the previous parts of the Let's Play, but I had like a mental landscape for it because I know the game well enough that I was able to plan like the first 250 episodes just mentally. Like, I knew exactly what I was going to do in the next recording, and then, you know, depending on what happened while recording, I could gauge what I needed to do between recordings, and then also, like, if, you know, something unexpected happened, like I didn't get something done that I needed to get done, you know, I'd know what to do. I'd know how to handle it. And, you know, like, once I got into unknown territory where I didn't know how long things were going to take, I was already comfortable with recording, you know, super long episodes and pushing the boundaries of, you know, like the 2-hour mark. Now see, his mail gets a nice purple gemstone in the center of it, and his arm pieces also have nice purple gemstones studded into the elbow joint, or just below the elbow joint. How come I don't get purple gemstones? That's no fair. Cup check. I might not be able to kill you, but I can cup check you 1,000 times, Shadowlord. Okay, well. I guess he's gonna be stingy about the sword, so thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day, and I'll see you again next time. Hopefully I'll have a shiny new sword to show you. Until then.